Today, I'm going to talk about a story titled, I Asked My Boyfriend, a 41-year-old male, his thoughts on an open relationship, and he broke up with me. I'm a 24-year-old female. How do I rectify this? Guys, this story is about a woman who was in a relationship, like many others before it. It seems like a few years of significant age gap exists between the two. Additionally, as you'll see, this individual was a workaholic. She was feeling neglected because he was always working hard. Insufficient attention. As a result, she ultimately cheats on the man. She feels bad about it, so she decides not to admit it or something along those lines. She then suggests that an open relationship be established to circumvent the whole unfaithful situation. You will also quickly observe what transpires and how he responds to it. Let's just say that she doesn't like it. I'm doing this just to provide you with yet another illustration of what takes place when these women propose open relationships and how they fail. It's pretty much over once they do it. Additionally, I should add that the majority of the women in these stories who propose open relationships and marriages do so because they have already committed adultery, and as a result, they will be able to continue their unfaithfulness, or they have a guy lined up so they can marry that guy once the poor guy accepts the open relationship and marriage concept. She loses because of this story, so I thought we ought to talk about this one again so that your relationship guys would be aware of it. That it's over if your gal ever asks for this. Don't follow through with this. Additionally, what could be the reasons for that request? As a result, the opening line reads, "Let me begin by stating that our age gap is not the issue here. Because of his age, not because of it, my boyfriend is the best thing to ever happen to me. I've developed so much as a person in the 2 years we've been together, largely due to his gentle love and overwhelming support. With what we are about to hear, this is how you thank him. What do you do when you don't like someone? My friends who have been together for a long time don't have anything like my boyfriend does, and they all say they wish they did. Additionally, he is more attractive and in better physical condition than any or all of their boyfriends. Therefore, if your initial reaction to this circumstance is that a young, naive girl is being exploited by a filthy old man, you are. For the record, I was the one who initially proposed to him. Sorry if that sounds defensive, but anyone who doesn't know us seems to be the first to judge our relationship on that basis. If you will, a stereotype exists. He works for my company as an administrative supervisor. In my first 2 weeks on the job, he trained me. We clicked because we both enjoyed working out and shared many common interests. I couldn't stop thinking about him, even though nothing happened at the time. So after about a month, I asked him out for coffee when I went to his office after work. I joined him in living there 6 months later. 60 days. I realized that he is 41 and she is 26, both young. But there is a cost to that. The first year together was the best time of my life. We went on vacation, ate out, and saw movies and shows. I learned so much from him about life. He would talk to me and pay attention to what I said. He also didn't hesitate to ask me extremely difficult questions that forced me to consider things from a different angle. He taught me how to resolve conflicts and stand up for myself. I became more in love with him the more time we spent together. Then there was a lockdown. My boyfriend has flaws. She acts as though he is the greatest thing since sliced bread throughout the first part of the story. She is now, and my boyfriend isn't perfect. The fact that he is a workaholic and a micromanager at work are one of his major issues. He began non-stop work as soon as the lockdown began. From the end of April through the second week in June, he worked anywhere from 3 to 6 hours a day. He would shower, kiss me goodbye, and go to bed when he got home, just to get up the following morning and start over. The demand for medical personnel was never ending during the spring, winter, and spring of 2020. As a result, he was stepping up to the plate and carried out his duties, not to mention the fact that he is 41 years old, is working hard, and is a supervisor. Because of this, You can probably foresee the inevitable complaining. And guys can't predict what will happen because he is working hard. If they either work too hard and neglect their goals, which upsets some women, or if they don't pay enough attention to them, which upsets the women. Thus, men cannot win. He wasn't told to work that way by anyone. He simply does. He asserts that I must advocate for our patients and ensure their safety and care. I won't lie, that was a very lonely time for me. This time, I discussed it with him, and he reduced his efforts. He even started ordering cheesy decorations online, decorating our dining room to look like a Chinese restaurant, and ordering takeout from our favorite Chinese restaurant to make it feel like we went out. It was enjoyable, but I was still alone. Now, to be fair, I always try to be fair with you guys in your relationship. I always tell you to focus on your grind first. However, even though your primary goal is to have a relationship and you are aware of my opinion regarding what comes next and your lady's final, if you want to keep her around, you must at the very least exclude her. Therefore, you need to punch her in the face at least once per week if you're busy. Otherwise, nothing will. Even though this guy seemed to be in high gear, taking her out at the worst possible time of the spring of 2020, when no one was out, still sounds like they were. Anyway, a quick tip: you're going to work on relationships. At least once per week, you need to take your girl out. Even though things could happen otherwise, this does not support her actions. I simply want to make that. A high school acquaintance contacted me around this time via Facebook. We started talking first, and I started texting after that. He truly cared about me and gave me a lot of love and validation. He asked me if I wanted to meet him for drinks after some time. Bars outside are now open. I agreed. I ended up drinking more than usual because my boyfriend wasn't home. We were kissing before I knew it. I won't lie, it was very satisfying. As a result, she caused everything. Hopefully, a difficult lesson changes her ways. Given the current state of affairs and the state of the world, I am, however, extremely skeptical. Again, congratulations, guys. If you guys are in a relationship, keep in mind that if your girl suddenly wants an open relationship or open marriage, A, it's over, and B, there is probably another guy waiting. Either he is already dating or will soon be dating your wife or girlfriend. It would be best to leave. Stop it and handle it in the same way. I like how he packed her belongings. You all need a U-Haul to get to her house moving van. I just hope he sent her the U-Haul bill.